Hi, it's Monday, March 13th. I'm Jason Shapiro with crowdedmarketreport.com. I know I did a video already this weekend, but I wanted to just address this Silicon Valley Bank situation. If nothing else, just because I'd like to have it down here as something I can go back to and look at to see what eventually happens and what I was thinking about at the time. The first thing I'll say is I am not totally aware with what that bank did. I have nothing to do with Silicon Valley Bank or what they did, but from what my little knowledge is, it sounds like they were, a bank regulated in the United States that was willing to lend a lot of money to these startup companies that were losing tons of money, and as collateral, just take shares or options in those companies. And that's all. First of all, that's not a bank. That's it's a venture capital company to me, right? But I'm not against anybody doing what they want to do in business. Take risk, don't take, do what you want, right? But for them to now blow out and go out of business and then have the government back them up, to me, it's the most ridiculous shit that there is, right? I think it's disgusting. And as a taxpayer, it's me bailing them out. Essentially, they got to take as much risk as they wanted to. And when they made billions of dollars, they got to keep it. And now that it blew out, their ridiculous scheme blew out, the taxpayers have to fix it. It's ridiculous. And it's what's eventually, in my view, going to blow everything out. Okay? You can't keep doing that. Right? This is what got us in trouble to begin with the whole, now we can't keep inflation down. Why? Because it all goes back to '08, right? When all these morons blew out and the only way to save them was to print tons of money. I mean, do you not think that eventually printing tons of money is going to lead to inflation? Have we not taken a single class in economics to realize that? Doesn't take a genius, right? And now we've got inflation that they can't get away with, and so it's killing them again, and now they're going to bail them out again? How often does that go on? It doesn't go on forever. This is why the entire thing is a Ponzi scheme. Fiat currencies are a Ponzi scheme to begin with. We already know that, right? The banking system is a Ponzi scheme, right? Because there's not enough money in the banks to get to the depositor if they all take it, right? And to tell you the truth, the entire U.S. economic system since '08 has become a Ponzi scheme, because we have all this money that they want to spend, so they just issue debt against it. Okay, issue debt, fine. Then they turn on the printing press, they create money, and they buy that debt with it. You're issuing debt and you're buying the debt. That is a Ponzi scheme. And what happens with a Ponzi scheme is eventually the money you can raise runs out and the whole thing collapses. Well, the money they can print doesn't run out because they still own the machines, so they can just print it. But people accepting those things eventually will run out. Okay, in other words, they say, we don't want your dollars anymore because they're useless. And it's happened in many places, and I'm not just talking about places like Zimbabwe or Argentina or places that you think aren't the USA. I'm talking about France when it was the center of the world. That's what led to the French Revolution. I'm talking about England, okay? And that's what's going to happen here, right? And is it going to happen today? I don't know. Is it going to happen in a year? Or is it going to happen in 40 years? There's really no way to know that. I personally like to believe that the people responsible for the actions will still be around when the consequences happen. I don't know if that's totally true, but I like to believe it. And if it's going to happen for the people to still be around, it's going to happen pretty soon. And I guess this is the most important part from a trading aspect of all this. I've been saying and talking about this for quite a while. And the idea is that if you start to see the dollar fail, and bonds fail, and the stock market fail, okay, you got to run for the frickin' hills, all right? Because that's going to be sign one that what I'm talking about, the world is rejecting this. Dollar printing is happening. Do I really think it's going to happen because of Silicon Valley Bank? No, but who cares what I think, right? First of all, but I'm just saying, it's these type of actions. This is what they're going to keep doing. You watch. One possibility here is if this is what they're going to keep doing, the markets have a way of pushing them, okay? So another one will happen somewhere, and they're going to have to see what they're going to do about that. And then another one will happen, and they're going to have to see what they're going to do about that. And they're going to have some tough choices to make, right? And if they did one, then why wouldn't they try the second? Why wouldn't they try? They're just going to keep trying to do it until the market rejects it. And rejection is going to look like down stocks, down bonds, down dollar. That's it. We don't want your dollars anymore. We don't want any of it. If that happens, you got to watch out. And listen, this is coming from someone who, well, I do have had this long-term bearish view for about a year and a half now. I'm not short stocks here, right? In fact, I'm looking to be long NASDAQ. I've been trading from the long side for this whole calendar year for 2023. I'm not long now, but I'm looking to get long. But if these type of things happen, I'm not going to. Like, I'm not going to be short because I trade a process, and my process won't have me short right now. But this, because people are too short, essentially, the NASDAQ futures. So therefore, I can't get short. But maybe what we do here, if the markets can rally on this, which, by the way, the overnight gains seem to be losing pretty quickly, but if we can rally and have some kind of sustainable rally, maybe this gets people to the point where they say, I can't be short anymore, right? Because there's going to be bailouts no matter what, so why ever be short? Gets them long, and then I can sell. Maybe that's a month away or 2 months away or something like that. I don't know where things go. What I do know is this whole bailout thing, to me, is complete crap. Right, and I said the same thing in 2008, right? I thought all the banks should have gone out of business for the bad decisions they make. They didn't, okay? This one's not as big, okay? But no one bails me out. No one bails you out, okay? I take risk every fucking day, right? And if I lose, I lose, and my clients lose. Nobody bails us out for the stupid decisions I make, right? And therefore, what I do is I try to be responsible about those decisions, right? You don't see me leverage 30 times, right? If I knew these guys were going to bail me out, I would leverage 30,000 times. What do I have to lose? Leverage 30,000 times, make a bunch of money, collect it, lose a bunch of money. Oh, they bail me out anyway. It's ridiculous, and it's not even capitalism, and it's going to come back to haunt one of these days, all right? So that's my thoughts on this whole thing. Take them or leave them. All right, thank you. Have a good week. And clearly, any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them on this. Thanks.